Are you currently stuck between the decision of taking a break before committing to college? Or have you already started and then wonder, hmm, should I have taken a break? Well, today I'm going to give you some benefits from both sides of taking a break or even continuing to go without a break before you actually make that huge decision of committing to that college lifestyle. First, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about some benefits of why you should take a break or why taking a break can be beneficial before committing into going to college. First thing is having that mental breather. Having that mental breather allows you to clear your mind and prepare without having any pressures of school in the moment. Considering that we go to school for 12 years straight, right? 12 years in a row of schooling, that can be a bit tiring, and you know, um, it can be mentally exhausting as well. Um, Another thing is it gives you extra time to decide on what it is that you want to actually do with your life. I know some of us, I know me coming straight out of high school, man, I had no idea what I wanted to do. No, you know what? I'm actually lying. It was one thing that I wanted to do was actually acting. But as far as going to school for something in particular, like I don't know, some people want to be doctors and things like that. I had absolutely no idea. All I know is I wanted to act, and I couldn't see myself doing anything else in this world, to be honest with you. I just know I wanted to be in front of the camera, which is quite ironic now because I'm in front of the camera now, not in front of the camera I thought I would have been in front of, but man, it's crazy how life just does one big 360 and somehow I ended up back in front of the camera. Another thing is it helps you decide if you want to live on campus or you don't want to live on campus. And what options do you have? Is it that you want to stay with your parents? Is it that you want to live on campus? Is it that you want to live off campus in your own apartment? If so, do you want to have a roommate or do you not want to have a roommate? All of those are really big decisions that you're going to have to make. But if you do decide that you want to stay on campus, it allows you to prep for all the things that you may need. Um, Also, what another benefit is um, that time period that you have between graduating high school before committing to college. That time period, it allows you to not only get that mental breather, but it allows you to, even if you want to do something like work, maybe you want to hustle right during that time period, so that maybe you're planning to have a car before you go to college. Maybe you're planning to have some money in your pocket before making that big decision. Maybe you just want to be well off, right? You just want to be fully prepared in every way possible to make things easier on yourself, and that's totally fine. Um, I will say that one of the benefits as well is that um, it's a higher chance of you not wanting to take a break once your college journey begins. I know me personally, I've seen a lot of people who have started that fall semester right after graduating high school. They go right into college right away. And I've literally seen them just literally just become very overwhelmed immediately. And eventually that overwhelming feeling is going to come while being in college. But I've seen a lot of people see that a lot quicker than others. And a lot of times it's because they start right after high school and they're like, man, I should not have started. I should have taken a break. I should have, just cleared my mind a little bit. I should have made sure I was prepared before starting school. And so what I've seen a lot of times is people will start school on time, they'll start college on time, right? But literally within maybe 2 to 3 semesters, they're already taking a break. And what I've also learned is that normally while you're taking a break, while you're trying to accomplish something, it can lead into a lot of distractions eventually and things like that. So I would say a benefit is it's a higher chance of you not taking a break once you actually start your journey into committing into college and things like that. Because you've already cleared your mind, you already know what it is that you're coming to do, you have your plan together, you're a lot more prepped mentally to take on whatever challenge you may face or whatever the case may be. Which honestly, taking that break in between school, I mean, while you're in school and taking that break and thinking about coming back, man, it could possibly result in you never coming back, to be honest with you. So there is a benefit of taking that break before starting that college journey, um, because it helps lessen the chance of you having or wanting to or needing to take that break once you've already started. I know me personally, when I first started college, I actually took a break before I actually went into college. It wasn't because I wanted to, it was more because I knew I was not prepared. I wasn't prepared mentally, and I also wasn't prepared financially, believe it or not. Um, I ended up starting in the spring semester versus that initial fall semester, where most people would normally start school in. But I started doing the spring, which was honestly it worked out for me. Now, I was able to graduate on time in the right year, but that was because I had to do catch up, what we call catch up. And basically what catch up was for me was I ended up having to do 2 summer semesters of college to actually catch up. So literally once I started in the spring, while everybody else was going home for summer, I literally I think I took like a 1 week off and I came back to start the summer semester. Then I did the fall semester. Then I did the spring. And then guess what? I did the summer again. And so I had to do a little bit more catching up. So it was a lot more back to back and studious. But I'm glad that I did take that path versus starting probably when most people would have started during that fall semester. So that honestly it worked out for me pretty well. And I had a lot of fun during my journey. So it worked out for me and I was able to actually catch up and graduate in the right year. So that might be a path that some of you all may want to kind of consider and so forth. Next, I want to talk about some of the negatives on taking a break, right? So for some people, taking a break may be a positive thing. For some people, it might be a negative thing. So I want to touch on some of the negatives of taking that break before initially going into college can have. Obviously, right, the number one, the biggest elephant in the room is obviously there is a high chance that you will not graduate college with the peers that's in your age group, meaning most, I don't know, maybe you're 18 and maybe you're 19 and maybe the peers that you're with are the peers that you graduated high school with were on your age group, and maybe they might graduate before you, maybe you're graduating the year behind that. That's totally fine, honestly. To be real with you, it really does not matter, because one thing that you'll learn anyway, especially if you're enjoying the journey, is at the end of the day it's about getting your degree. It's about having a future. It's about putting that plan together, having those connections and things like that. And all of that does not have anything to do with age. It has nothing to do with um, the year you graduate or anything like that. Because once you get into school, there's going to be different age groups. You're going to have people that are young, like 18, 19. You're going to have people that are in their 30s, 20s, 50s, all over. You're going to have people who are in the military and they decided to go in school. You're going to have people who are whatever. You're going to see all types of different things. So, obviously, again, you won't graduate with those particular peers around your age group, your age range. But it really does not matter, unless you were to play catch up like I did, which is again an option. Um, what I would say is most likely if you take that break and say you start in the spring semesters, such as what I did, and for you all that don't know, spring semester normally starts in January. Fall normally starts in, I believe, August, and then spring starts in January. So it's the semester afterwards. Um, but normally for if you start in that spring semester, each semester is about 4 months long. So if you move on campus, right, and you start during that spring semester, then obviously after the 4 months, you're probably packing it back in to either probably go back home to your parents' house, unless you stay off campus, of course. But if you stay on campus, you're most likely packing it up and you're taking it back to your mom's house or your dad's house or whatever the case may be. I know for me, and the reason why I say this is probably a negative is because once you move all of that stuff inside your dorm room or inside your apartment, and you have to turn around 4 months later and move all of that stuff right back off, that can become a headache. And to me, I'm not going to even lie to you. Moving is absolutely my biggest pet peeve. When I say I hate moving, I absolutely hate it. I tell you no lie. It's probably not much more in this world that I hate more than having to move. And packing up stuff, unloading stuff, taking it here, and all this. It's just, man, I hate moving. It's probably my biggest pet peeve, just to be honest with you. Last but not least is distractions, right? That's a huge negative, which is distractions. Distractions can prevent you from even starting, right? It can prevent you from even starting that college journey and so forth because and you're probably hanging out with friends. Maybe it's life that's kind of taking over, or anything that is keeping you away from your focus of your ultimate goal, which is starting college or starting your college journey, or whatever that may lead into. Is distractions. For some of us, we grow up with friends that we grew up with, since we were kids or middle school, elementary school. Again, those things can become huge, 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 huge distractions. I mean, ultimately, again, this is a decision that you want to think long and hard about, right? Because it can determine the path of your life. You know, and I'll leave this with you all. Either decision is a good decision, but at the end of the day, it depends on you. Again, for the people that's in the back, either decision is a good decision, but at the end of the day, it depends on you. All right. Thank you all.